أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we are approaching in a few days' time the birth anniversary of the 8th Imam Ali ibn Ridha alayhi salam, I want to discuss with you something, an idea which is new to all of you. And that is, what did Imam Ridha alayhi salam say about medicine? Are we obliged to talk about an Imam for chemistry and mathematics, for medicine and science? Or it is our duty to learn the rulings of Sharia, the true faith and theology, the adab and etiquettes? So that is what, inshallah, in this sermon I'm going to discuss and share with you about what we are supposed to handle this case and deal with the other branches and fields of knowledge, in addition to faith, religion, Quran, Hadith, and the commentary on the Quran, etc. So, yes, there is a treaty called Tibb al-Ridha, alayhi salam, and that is found in few libraries. Myself had access to one manuscript of Tibb al-Ridha alayhi salam in the library of late Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Muhsin al-Hakim in Najaf al-Ashraf. And there are some more copies, more scripts here and there, but I am mainly discussing this particular copy, this particular script. So, it is about medicine. And the background for that is that when the Abbasid Caliph Al-Ma'mun was gathering some physicians of the time, and they discussed various subjects regarding medicine, treatment, ailment, Al-Ma'mun turned to Imam Ridha alayhi salam and asked his opinion and what did he know about this subject. He, Al-Ma'mun, moved from Nayshabur where the discussion was there, and later on asked the Imam to write him what he gathered and what can be referred to him as medicine according to Imam Ridha alayhi salam. Here, the Imam starts, of course, to explain that the whole body of every human being is one of the greatest signs of Allah's wisdom, Allah's omniscience and omnipotence. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala installed in every organ, in every part of body, human body, what is needed for the person to survive. But the interesting thing here, brothers and sisters, that he, the Imam alayhi salam, tried to make similitude between the body and the small kingdom. So, in the kingdom, of course, we ask about the one who holds authority, whether the king or emir or whatever you can call. Then, of course, there are the workers and officials, the aid, and the storage. Now, when we want to talk about each of these in our body, the Imam alayhi salam said the heart for everybody represents the highest authority in that little kingdom. Then the organs and brain all are the officials who are working under that king or that authority. When he moves to the storage, he said that it is the stomach and abdomen. Of course, when we talk about the other 8 other members who have really a role to play in the safety of that kingdom or whatever establishment, these are the hands, the feet, the eyes, the lips, and the tongue, and then the ears. So these, each of these, the Imam says that has a duty, has something to do in order to provide the kingdom with what needed for functioning, for surviving, for making some sort of communication with others, and each of these have a particular role and duty to task to, take on themselves. Then the Imam alayhi salam speaks in this treatise about the arteries and the veins and their role in the voluntary and unintentional actions. So, of course, they provide the whole body, all organs, with what makes them alive, and they continue feeding the nourishment of all these organs based or received via those arteries and veins. The blood circulation, in our language now we say that carrying the whatever food or oxygen to different parts of the body. The Imam alayhi salam says that they were essential in allowing the person, every single person, to act either in a voluntary way or the unintentional things. Then the Imam alayhi salam speaks about the effect of various accidents on the facial expressions. How, when there is fear, this reflects on your visage, your facial expression. When you become shy, you are sad, you are angry, and all these, although are physical, but they are based on some sort of psychological change or incident that leads to the fear, for example, or anger, sadness, or happiness, all to be seen in your face. Then the Imam comes to the food and eating. He said that it must be for everybody to be in accordance to one's capacity and, of course, temperament. Capacity, which means that always moderation is observed in eating. So you don't expect everybody to have the same size of food or same size of meal. That quantity, of course, differs. And even the quality differs from person to person. Those workers who are, involved in very hard work, of course, need more energy than people who are sitting in the office. And that is something which must be in accordance to the capacity and at the same time to temperaments. By the way, regarding the temperaments, in the old time medicine, people are different ways of temperaments or mizaj. And that means that not every food is suitable, every type of eating is suitable for everybody. It must match their whatever, physical being and the temperaments they have. The other very, very nice expression of the Imam alayhi salam is that in the stomach, all ailments prevail, but diet is the best cure. Which means again that the expression which is sometimes heard that tell me what do you eat and what you eat, and I tell you what kind of person you are. Yes, when the nourishment and the way that consume the food, that plays an important role in the whole being, in your health, and that is have definitely impact on different attitudes. Yes, for example, we read later on by the advice of Imam Ridha alayhi salam and some other ahadith from other imams that, for example, if you feed quince to the pregnant woman, that will have a very good impact in the beauty, and the child becomes handsome and very nice visage. All right. Or feeding the mother dates, it allows the infant inside her to be patient and forbearant, not to rush into everything. So the role of nutrition, the role of food that we consume, even in building the character and the habits and the way we deal with every single event, is expressed and explained very nicely by Imam Ridha alayhi salam. Then it is again interesting for us to know that you may, brothers and sisters, think that these are very obvious nowadays. No, talk about some 12 centuries ago, because Imam Ridha alayhi salam, his time in Maru and later on in whatever area in Nishabur, that's around 201 to 203 after Hijrah, and now we are 1444. So some 1,200 years ago, 12 centuries ago, the Imam speaks about these things without studying any school of medicine or learning from physicians at all. So let us appreciate that, but this is the point that I'm going to add now, and that is the effect of boiling and frying on some foodstuffs. That some foodstuffs are ruined when they are boiled or highly boiled, so needs to be heated in a very low degree, or not to be, for example, fried. Yes, nowadays certain foods, when we are going to fry them, they lose all the vitamin and all the main source of nourishment there. And the significance of the teeth health, the health of the teeth, to look after them, to clean, and to be aware that if you allow your teeth to be clean and healthy, this would help in keeping the digestion in the most appropriate way, and of course had some very important role in keeping you well, even for your heart and whatever organs you have. And the interesting thing there again is how to whiten the teeth there which is nowadays by dentists, is a matter of attention. They focus on it and try to, spend some time in whitening the teeth. Brothers and sisters, this is a summary of what Imam Ali ibn Musa Ridha alayhi salam mentions in this treatise of Tibbul Ridha alayhi salam. And I said that there are many manuscripts from the early days, found, but I come across, for example, one of them in Najaf when I was in the beginning. I used to have my early studies there. So let's conclude. Our Imams alayhim salam not only are perfect in their manners and attitudes, not only they are role models and exemplars for us how to behave, not only they are greatest source of religion and faith and Quran, we learn from them the rulings because they got it from their fathers and grandfathers until the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even we see they assist in various fields of knowledge. Previously, when we talked about Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, we understood and came to know about great personalities like Jabir ibn Hayyan with regard to chemistry, who was student of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Here we see some, although little work, it is brief and very, essential in explaining the medicine, what keeps us fit. So let us appreciate the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He guided us to their door, to their school, to their teachings. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.